Hey, what's up guys, it's Renaldo here. So this video is going to focus on the city of Tshwane's absolute obsession with an Afrikaner enclave and trying to get rid of it, to demolish the buildings on it, purely because it is Afrikaner. That's why. Because the city of Tshwane has got thousands of informal settlements that they don't bother, that it puts a massive strain on the taxpayers because they require services, and yet for some reason, the one that bothers the city of Tshwane the most is the one that doesn't need anything from Tshwane because it's private property. Now, what am I talking about? Well, have a look at the following. Right, so as you can see here, City of Tshwane demands action from Afrikaner enclave Kleinfontein, threatens demolition. All right, that's nice. So it says here, the City of Tshwane has approached the Gauteng High Court in Pretoria over the formalization of Kleinfontein and Afrikaner enclave. It wants an order compelling Kleinfontein to hand over information required for its formalization, following a High Court finding that the settlement is illegal, which by the way is now on appeal. If the information is not handed over, the city wants an order to allow the demolition of the structures there. Now it goes on, and you can read it here if you want to, but ultimately I just want to get to the other side of the story, which as you can see here is this. Kleinfontein is on private land which was bought legally and paid in full by its members. No state subsidies or government help was ever received. This is in contrast with the several informal settlements that do not even have basic services like water and sanitation. Kleinfontein was designed by engineers and professional people. It goes on because Kleinfontein has a board, and they said that even contemplating demolishing about 650 houses and structures violated basic human rights and was in direct contradiction to the constitutional guarantee of housing. Tshwane's bully tactics toward the cultural community, consisting mainly of older individuals, is plainly senseless. The aggressive and relentless nature of Tshwane's approach is with an obvious political motive and shows it is only targeting Kleinfontein as it is an Afrikaans cultural community. Now, just to double down, remember Joe Emilio's documentary Stolen Grounds, in which he talks about the Tygerberg Raceway that was pretty much stolen, completely filled with people that now live there illegally, built the structures. They stole all the structures, then they built their own structures, and there's no issue there. Nobody's going in there to demolish things. But that act, is the act that's relevant here. The PI Act is South Africa's Prevention of Illegal Eviction from an Unlawful Occupation of Land Act. Now, the irony, of course, here is that there's nothing unlawful with them staying there because it's private property. So this act can technically apply because they actually go above the fact that they aren't even occupying the land unlawfully, but it's got to do with procedures for evicting unlawful occupiers from land and buildings. Now, what I find absolutely fascinating is that the city of Tshwane has thousands of informal settlements that require the taxpayers to fund the city to send trucks in there to clean, to provide services, and yet there's no problem. You don't see the city of Tshwane wanting to evict and demolish buildings of those informal settlements, but hell, the only white Afrikaner enclave, that is who they want to target. Even though it's on private property that was bought decades ago and don't require services from the municipality. They don't require a single cent from the municipality, from taxpayers, but they are the problem. Not the thousands of other informal settlements that is on municipal land and is costing the taxpayers millions of rands because now services have to be provided to those individuals. That's not a problem. But this poor little Afrikaner enclave is giving them sleepless nights and headaches. Now the obvious question is why? Why is Kleinfontein causing issues that's on private property, does not cost the municipality a cent, but not the thousands of informal settlements that actually cost the taxpayers and the city millions of rands because they actually live on municipal property? Well, the obvious answer is, if you take a careful look, you'll find that those thousands of informal settlements have majority black individuals or colored individuals or Indian individuals, and Kleinfontein has predominantly white individuals. So do you see the dots connecting here? The double standards, of course, is just once again on display for everybody. Even Orania. Orania is also private property, but it's the smallest town that most people around the world know of, because the media has always tried to vilify Orania. And as we know, the media did exactly the same thing with Kleinfontein. The EFF went to go and protest there. Nobody protected them. They sang kill the boer, kill the farmer, with children literally meters away. And the media just ignored that and just focused on the racists in Kleinfontein, because it's people that want to protect their heritage and their culture. Because, you know, if you are a white Afrikaner in South Africa, protecting your heritage is evil, and that's bad. But yet the government is completely fine to give thousands of hectares to the Zulu kingdom in order for them to preserve their culture. But when Afrikaners do it on their own dime, not bothering anybody, not wanting anything from anybody, then they get threats of coming demolitions to destroy the property. This is what is wrong with South Africa. Rules for thee, but not for me. Bugging people, stealing basic services, costing taxpayers millions of rands on municipal property, no problem. A white Afrikaner enclave that focuses on protecting their heritage and culture, that doesn't cost the taxpayers a cent, doesn't cost the municipality anything, big problem. You are bad. You fine. You are bad. That is what's wrong in South Africa. Everything is racist if it's got to do with white people. Everything is problematic if it's got to do with white people. But yet the thousands of informal settlements in Tshwane alone, completely acceptable. That is the double standard that we have in South Africa. And I think that it's time that everybody watching this video speaks out about this on social media and call out the city of Tshwane for this gross double standards when it comes to what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And they are doing it purely because it is Afrikaners and purely because it's white people. Shame on you. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to smash the like button. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel. Please be sure to share this video far and wide so that we can get the word out there to just counter what mainstream media and the city of Tshwane is trying to force on these poor souls that's just trying to live their own lives. And lastly, if you enjoy my channel and you enjoy the content, please consider becoming a member. You can do so by clicking the join button below. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Till later, cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre.